Namaste everyone. Welcome back children. Children will continue with our topic air, water and weather. And in our previous video, that is in part 1, we have talked about air and its composition and about the water cycle. And today in this video session, we'll talk about weather and seasons. So first of all, what is weather? Weather is the day-to-day condition of a place. This is the reason we get weather forecast on daily basis. And basically, weather tells us how hot or cold, wet or dry, or clear or cloudy a day is. And when these weather conditions, they last from weeks to months, we call them seasons. So let us continue with our topic, air, water and weather, part 2. So children, as you know that we have divided this topic into different parts, the air, water cycle, weather and seasons. We have already talked about air, water and water cycle in our part 1. And today we'll talk about weather and seasons. So let us first understand what is weather. Weather is the day-to-day condition of a particular place. That means basically weather refers to the day-to-day temperature of a place. This is the reason we get daily forecast, right? And who gives us the forecast? The meteorologists. They are experts in giving weather forecast. And children, the weather conditions of a place depends upon various factors. So factors that affect weather are the sun, wind, clouds and water vapor present in the air. And weather also influences our clothes, food and activities. That means weather of a day defines what kind of clothes should we wear, what kind of food should we eat, and what kind of activities should we take into consideration seeing the weather conditions. And also we experience different weather at different time and at different places. That is, weather may vary from place to place. And as I told you, weather tells us about how hot, cold, cloudy, windy or rainy a day is. So we'll talk about these different weather conditions one by one. So first we'll take up the hot weather. First of all, the sun shines brightly and the day is very hot when the sun shines brightly. We sweat more, feel thirsty and drink a lot of water. That means our body lose water in the form of sweat and that makes us feel thirsty, and this is the time when we should drink a lot of water. We wear light cotton clothes as they keep the body cool. So we should wear light cotton clothes, and we also like to drink liquids which are cold. So now let us take up the cold weather condition. The sun shines for very less time as it remains completely hidden behind the clouds. That means when the sun does not shine brightly, the day becomes cold. We wear woolen clothes and prefer to stay inside our houses. We drink hot drinks like tea and soup, etc. As you can see here in the pictures, when the sun does not shine brightly, there is less visibility, right? And it's better to stay inside our house and wear woolen clothes to keep yourself warm. So with this, we will move on to the cloudy weather. The sun is covered by clouds which are formed over the entire sky. There may be thundering and lightning or rain in this type of weather conditions. So again, you are advised to stay back home if you see such kind of weather outside. So children, now we'll take up the windy weather. We know that air keeps flowing around us. So when air blows gently, we call it breeze. A strong wind is called gale. When the wind speed is very high, such that it uproots trees and houses, we call it storm. And again, you are advised to stay at home during storms. And then comes the rainy weather. When it rains, it is called a rainy day. It becomes cool and pleasant. That means rain cool down the surroundings and make them pleasant. Raincoats and umbrellas are used to protect ourselves from getting wet. And children, you should know that rains at right time are useful for crops of the farmers. So here you should know that in India, farmers are largely dependent on the timely rainfall for their crops to grow well. So, children, the topic weather ends here, and now we'll move on to the next topic of the day, and that is seasons. So, first of all, what is a season? Weather conditions experienced for few weeks to few months are called seasons. So, when a particular weather condition is experienced for not on day to day basis but for few weeks to few months, we call it season. In India we have five main seasons. First is the summer season, and all of you know that it is very hot during summers. And here in India we have summer season from April to June, and then comes the monsoon season. It rains heavily during monsoon and it lasts from July to September. Then we have the autumn season where the trees shed leaves during this season, and this lasts from September to October. And then comes the winters. It is very cold during winters, and winters they last from November to February. And then the fifth one is the spring season when new leaves and flowers bloom during this season, and it comes in the month of March. So, children, with this, let us move on to the keywords. First is weather. The day to day condition of a particular place is called weather. Breeze, a gentle wind, and gale, a strong wind. Storm, very strong and noisy wind which cause damage to trees and houses. Season, weather conditions experienced for few weeks to few months forms seasons. So now let us take up the recapitulation section to see what all we have understood. State whether the following statements are true or false. It rains heavily during autumn season. No, that is false because we know the autumn fall. Leaves fall during autumn season. So this is false. Flowers bloom during spring season. That is true. Sun shines brightly on a cold weather. No, we do not find the sun on a cold weather, so it does not shine brightly. Cloudy weather may lead to thundering and lightning. That is again true. Strong winds are called gale. That is true. Timely rain is good for crops. Yes, that is true because we know Indian farmers they largely depend upon timely rain for their crops. So with this, let us move on to the think and answer section. What is weather? Explain hot weather. Write a short note on rainy weather. Describe different seasons. So children, I hope after going through this video lesson, you are able to answer the questions, and still if you have doubts, you should refer to the video slide numbers as mentioned here. So children, now we know that change in season, change in weather define the type of clothes we should wear and type of food we should eat so that we can protect ourselves from extreme weather conditions. So that was all about air, water and weather. We'll meet again with some new topic next time. Until then, take care of yourselves.